Let's talk about karma. We all know the saying, what you give, you get back. But karma is much more than that. It's not just about what you do, your thoughts, intentions, and even the judgments you make all create an energy that eventually finds its way back to you. Many people see karma as a simple cause and effect system. If you do something wrong, it will come back to you sooner or later. But the reality is more complex. Karma isn't tied to direct actions or immediate consequences. It works over longer periods, sometimes even across generations, and it reaches further than we often realize. Life consists of cycles within cycles, patterns that keep repeating on ever-expanding levels, and karma is woven into those movements. Everything you send out, whether consciously or unconsciously, returns to you in some form. Sometimes you see the effect immediately, but often it unfolds years later, at the moment when you're ready to receive or understand it. The idea that you can manipulate karma by demanding it or consciously directing it is a misconception. If you wish harm upon someone, hoping that karma will punish them, you're actually creating a new karmic cycle for yourself. The universe doesn't operate on personal revenge, it works on balance. When you act from hatred or resentment, you send that energy into the world, and that energy always finds its way back to the source. You. This doesn't mean you should accept everything that happens to you or that those who hurt you face no consequences. When someone wrongs you, they open the door to their own karmic repercussions. But it's not your job to punish them. Your only responsibility is to learn from what happened and grow, to become stronger, more aware, and more insightful. What happens to them afterward is out of your hands. That's something the universe handles, or, if you prefer, something in the hands of God. But there is a deeper layer to karma that is rarely understood. If someone has hurt you, you do have the ability to play a role in their karmic process, but how you do that makes all the difference. When you act consciously and from love, without hate or thoughts of revenge, you can contribute to their growth without creating new karmic weight for yourself. This means not punishing someone out of ego or anger, but offering them an opportunity to learn the same lessons you had to learn. The universe works in balance, and when you help someone receive their lessons with the intention of their growth, you do not create new negative energy for yourself. But that state of consciousness is rare. It requires being completely free from resentment and understanding that another person's path is ultimately their responsibility. If you've ever gone through a difficult time because of someone else's actions, there is something important to realize. In a way, they gave you a gift. As painful as the experience may have been, it made you stronger and wiser. And that is where the true power of forgiveness lies. Forgiveness does not mean approving of what someone did. It means recognizing that the experience shaped you in ways you could not have achieved otherwise. When you reach the point where you can genuinely be grateful for what happened, because it helped you grow, you have broken the cycle. And here's the essence. As long as you hold on to thoughts of revenge or negative intentions, you keep the karmic cycle alive. Once you let go and trust that the universe corrects everything in its own way and time, you free yourself. This does not mean that people who harm you go unpunished. They will face their own lessons, whether today, tomorrow, or years from now. But that's not your responsibility. When you understand this deeply, you live free from karmic burdens. You don't need to wait for the universe to get back at them. Life itself takes care of that balance. And that understanding is where your power lies. Because when you can see that every difficult experience teaches you something, your whole perspective changes. The people who hurt you, without realizing it, become your teachers. And when you fully embrace that truth, something extraordinary happens. You begin to participate in the balance of the universe, not out of revenge, but from a deep understanding that everyone eventually receives the lessons they need to grow. When you reach that point, you are no longer bound by the consequences of your actions or thoughts. You become a conscious co-creator of your reality, and that is where true freedom lies. Forgiveness is one of the most misunderstood concepts in human experience. In many religions, forgiveness is presented as a moral duty, something you must do to be a good person or to receive salvation. But beyond that surface-level interpretation lies a deeper truth. Forgiveness is not an act of approval or weakness, but a powerful choice to free yourself from the energetic burden you carry. When you forgive someone, you're not freeing them, you're freeing yourself. You cut the invisible cords that keep you tied to the pain, the anger, and the event itself. Without forgiveness, you remain energetically stuck in the past while the rest of your life moves forward. The idea that forgiveness is only about absolving others of their sins or giving them a chance at redemption is just part of the story. In reality, forgiveness is an act of self-liberation. When you hold someone in your thoughts, when you replay their actions in your mind, you are the one keeping that story alive. The other person may have moved on, but you continue to carry the weight. And that is what keeps karma in motion, the emotional charge you continue to give it. When you choose to forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve to be free, you start to release that burden. And here's what's important. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting what happened or opening yourself up to being hurt again. It does not mean allowing someone back into your life who has caused harm. True forgiveness happens within you, in silence. You don't need to tell anyone you forgive them. It is an internal process where you decide that you will no longer be imprisoned by the energy of the past. From an energetic perspective, here's how it works. As long as you hold on to anger or resentment, you maintain energetic ties to the person who hurt you. You keep replaying the experience, and that repetition keeps the karmic cycle alive. When you consciously choose to let go, to see the experience as something that shaped you rather than something that defines you, you break that cycle. You reclaim your energy and create space for something new. Interestingly, scientific studies show that people who can forgive experience less stress, depression, and physical illness. Holding on to chronic anger or resentment activates your body's stress system, raises cortisol levels, and directly impacts your immune system. But beyond the physical effects, there is a deeper layer. When you understand that everything you experience reflects your inner world, you realize that the people who hurt you are unconsciously reacting to the energy you emit. And perhaps the most powerful insight about forgiveness is this. When you can forgive, your ability to manifest becomes stronger. As long as you're stuck in resentment or anger, part of your energy remains tied to the past. But when you let go, that energy becomes available to create a future aligned with who you've become. And the beauty of it? No one else can make that choice for you. It's your path, your freedom. At any moment, you can choose to let go and move forward, and in that choice, you find something no one can ever take away from you: inner peace.